everybody, Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today I got 7 more Blu-rays to show you, so let's take a look at what I got. The first 4 Blu-rays I picked up from my local Best Buy, once again using the Upgrade and Save program, and the first one was Evil Dead. This is great, got this for $4.99. I love this film. One of my favorites, one of the first movies I bought on DVD back when I first started collecting. Big fan of this, so I've wanted to upgrade for a while now, but I've never been able to get this for a decent price. I've been waiting for this to drop, hopefully down to around $5. Hasn't happened yet, but today when I came across this for only $9.99, of course using the Upgrade and Save program, got this to drop down to $4.99. So definitely had to pick it up, and I can't wait to check it out in HD. Next I grabbed The Human Centipede 2. Now I hear this is pretty bad. Do I want to say I enjoyed the first film? I thought the first film was okay. Very twisted, very messed up, but an okay watch. I thought it was a good enough movie. But like I said, I hear this is not such a good film. But I am a completist, so I definitely had to pick it up. And I am kind of curious to see what actually happens in this movie, because from what I hear, it is sort of weird what happens in this movie. But I look forward to checking it out, and I got this again for only $4.99, so another great deal. Then I grabbed The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake. Got this also for only $4.99. I actually really enjoy this film. I actually really did enjoy the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. Obviously the original is better. I'm a big fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And I actually enjoyed Texas Chainsaw Massacre the beginning more than I did enjoy this one. But with all that being said, I still think this is a fantastic film. Probably my 4th favorite out of all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, but still a great one, and for $4.99, definitely had to get it in HD. And the last Blu-ray I picked up was Monster House. Now this one I paid $7.99 for, so $3 more than my average $5 per movie limit, but I am a huge fan of this movie. This here is one of my favorite non-Disney CGI animated films. I love this. It's a very fun movie, but it's also somewhat dark at the same time. There's some very dark and twisted things that I don't think a kid necessarily should be watching in this movie, which is what I love so much about it. When I first saw this movie, just some of the scenes I went, wow, they got away with that in a kid's movie? I was really surprised, but I love this film and would highly recommend it. If you are a fan of CGI animated movies, this is one you must have. And as I said many a times, if I own a movie, a CGI animated movie, on DVD, I will always upgrade it to Blu-ray when I come across it for a good price. So I figure for $8 for, once again, one of my all-time favorite CGI animated movies was a great deal, so I had to pick it up. So that's it for all the Blu-rays that I picked up today. However, as you guys know, last Sunday, October 7th, was my 30th birthday, and today I hung out with my best friend. We went and saw a movie together. So he gave me my birthday presents, and he gave me 3 Blu-rays, and the first one was Cowboys and Aliens. This is a movie I've been dying to see ever since it was released in theaters. I've heard fantastic things about this movie. Apparently it is great. So like I said, I've been dying to check this one out. I never bothered to get out to the theaters and see it, unfortunately. So now that I finally have it on Blu-ray, I am going to watch this one ASAP. The next title he got me was Dark Shadows. This is another movie that I've very much been looking forward to seeing. At first, I remember hearing some negative reviews on this, but as the movie was out for a little while, I actually started to hear some positive reviews on this, so I'm not quite sure if it's going to be good or not, but I am a big Tim Burton fan, love Johnny Depp, and as far as what I got out of the trailers for this movie, I was kind of leaning towards it doesn't look all that great, but I still really wanted to see it, and I have a feeling that I'm probably going to enjoy it to at least some extent, so I'll be watching this one real soon, definitely for my Halloween Horathon. In fact, I may watch this one tomorrow night because I really, really want to see this movie, so very happy to get it. And the last title he got me was Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 1. And for what I've been told, this is amazing. And this is something I really, really want to see. I am a huge Batman fan. I love Batman stories. They're always so great, and I love Batman and how just badass of a superhero he is. He does not take any shit. He is just in your face and just so mean and grumpy and grouchy all the time. He's kind of the superhero who I want to be. I would just want to just go around and just kick some ass, not give a crap about what anybody else says, just do my own thing, just kind of be in a pissed off mood all the time, and just take people out. And that is what Batman does So again, I've just always been a huge fan of Batman and Batman stories. And again, from what I've been told, this is fantastic. So I really, really want to see this one. And as soon as the Halloween Horathon's over, I'll be watching it. So that's what I bought today. So now onto what I watched. And today I actually checked out 2 Halloween Horathon titles, and those were Never Sleep Again, The Elm Street Legacy, and His Name Was Jason. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different today, and I'm actually going to talk about both these films together. And the reason I'm going to do that is because they are very similar movies. They're actually documentaries, one being about Friday the 13th, the other one being about Nightmare on Elm Street, but more or less the same movie, just on different subjects. So if I were to actually talk about these separately, I'd probably be repeating myself a lot. Both of these documentaries are fantastic. If you are a fan of either of these series, you must have these in your collection. They are great. I do enjoy the fact that they go from the very beginning up to more or less the end. His Name Was Jason. It goes into a bit into Freddy versus Jason. They do talk about it. I thought they could have talked a little bit more about it, and they do talk a little bit about the new I guess it wasn't a remake, but the reboot of Friday the 13th. They talk about that a little bit. I don't know if it had even been shot yet. They basically interviewed the guy who played Jason, and that's really it. He talks a little bit about the movie, but they don't really talk too much about that movie, so I think it hadn't actually come out yet, and they're, maybe hadn't even been shot yet when they did this documentary. So they only kind of hinted that a little bit. Same thing with the Freddy one here. They talk only a very little bit, and not actually in the documentary. I believe it's only in some of the special features that they actually mention at all the remake, and I'm not really all upset they didn't talk about that movie, because that movie was just horrible. Although I would have liked to have seen maybe what the director and some of the actors and some of the other people had to say about that film. Maybe what Wes Craven had to say about that film, just because it was so bad. Same thing with the Friday the 13th reboot. I didn't hate that movie, but I didn't love it either. So I would like to have seen people give their thoughts on that movie as well. But basically, these are from the very beginnings of the series all the way up into basically Freddy vs. Jason. That's pretty much where they leave off. And each series, or each movie talks about the series, every single movie. They even mention the Friday the 13th TV series. They also talk about the Freddy TV series, and so on and so forth. They cover from A to Z. It's great and definitely worth checking out. You will learn a ton. It's just a whole lot of great information being thrown at you, from directors to actors to some fans to producers to movie company owners, to everybody involved in the process of making these films. You really do hear from. There were a few actors and actresses here and there that I would have maybe liked to have heard a bit from. Some bigger stars, I guess, probably wanted nothing to do with these, unfortunately. Would have liked to have heard from them, but I guess they didn't want anything to do with these. Definitely, which is definitely unfortunate. But for the most part, all the really good stars are there, and everybody who you want to hear from, you're more or less going to hear from. So again, definitely check these out. They're great. And I would highly recommend checking out all the bonus features as well. Both of these are double disc sets, and they do come with a boatload of great bonus features that are certainly worth checking out. This is actually the first year since I've owned these that I have not watched all the bonus features. I did start watching the bonus features on both of these, but I didn't finish them. I just had some other stuff other movies I wanted to get to, so I figured I would just leave the bonus features go, which is sort of a downfall, because for me, these sets are basically watch a documentary and then you have to watch all the special features, because they are so great, and it just feels like you're watching more of the documentary, because they go into a lot of different stuff. For instance, on the night Never Sleep Again, you have extended interviews, Hollywood's Haunted Hallowed Grounds, Return to Elm Street. They actually go back to Elm Street. It's great. Expanding the Elm Street universe, Freddy in comics and novels, Nightmare on Elm Street in 10 minutes, which is pretty cool, and as it says, and much more. This one has more extended interviews as well, more stories from Camp Blood, more interviews with the screenwriters, Jason Takes on Comic-Con. It just, again, all sorts of great special features on both of these, and they're definitely worth checking out. If you have these, you must see the special features as well as the actual documentary itself. So again, these are must-haves for any Jason fans or any Freddy fans. these have to be in your collection. So that's it for what I bought and what I watched today. Definitely got some great Blu-rays today for some great prices, and of course getting those 3 for my birthday for free was great as well. And also watching Never Sleep Again, The Elm Street Legacy, and His Name Was Jason. Both fantastic documentaries, ones I usually watch every single year. I've seen both of them a decent amount of times now, and they never get old. They're great, great documentaries about some fantastic horror series. And if you're a fan of Jason or Freddy, you must have them. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya.